A Chevelle cat, a Hell Chevelle, a Chevelle SS RT, a Hellcat. Guys, I don't like any of those names. Anyways, a Chevelle, a 68 Chevelle SS 396 with a Hellcat blower. This can't be real. All right, guys. Don't mind the mess again, like every video, but here is our update. We got some body pieces right there, but we got the rolling chassis sorted with the engine, and we still got to put the clutch in, the transmission, and I still got to put a little baby cam in this thing. Anyways, a 68 Chevelle SS 396 with a LS engine and a Hellcat blower strapped on top. Guys, I haven't posted a video in a bit, and I want to show you guys where we're at. I'm not making tons of progress. I got a full-time job, guys. I can only make progress when it's raining. So here we sit. Full disc brake conversion, Viking coilover suspension, made in China, tubular suspension. We got a 12-bolt rear end that came with the car. It was a open diff, so we threw a little mini spool in her. Got some Chinese box lower control arms with the adjustable uppers, and some Viking coilovers in the back. This car had the spring buckets busted, so we just welded them up. I'm gonna rock it like this till we get some miles on it, and then we'll address the rear end. No biggie, it'll hold up just fine. Long tube headers, Speed Engineering, fits great. Good product. I had this cross member for a different project, fits perfectly. I think we're gonna be dialed there. Full ICT billet swap with their accessories. I did opt in for the A+ premium balancer, water pump, Corvette, power steering pump. So we're gonna see how all that goes. I don't know. It was way cheaper. And the funny thing is, this GM tensioner, I don't even know if that looks like a factory GM logo, but it had a made in China sticker on it. Is that even a thing? It came from a reputable dealer, but I'm not gonna say who. But it had a made in China sticker, so I was kind of blown away there. Anyways, what we are actively working on, hey, and we got just stock Hellcat fuel injectors. They're red-eye fuel injectors, and we're just gonna do a Hellcat fuel pump in the tank. We're not making crazy power with this thing. We are gonna keep it drivable, have fun, and working. So here's where we're at. Today, I was able to get it on that cart out there, roll it out, and pressure wash at all the nooks and crannies. And then I cut some of the AC stuff, put this delete plate on it just to get some markings on it. We're gonna have to clean it up. We're just gonna do spot welds all the way around the perimeter, seam seal it, move on. This isn't a restoration, guys. This was a good starting point. Rockers were great. Does need some lower quarters, but we're keeping it rusty and crusty with solid floors, sound deadening, AC. It is gonna be a rusto mod for sure. But here's where I'm at. Let me lower the car a little bit. I'll take you inside. As we're bringing it down, this is what the roof looks like. I pressure washed all of the gunk off, and I do not love that surface rust. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit everything with rust encapsulator to just stop the spread. We do have some patches we gotta put in. Like I said, we're not gonna touch the lower quarters because I want it to look a little bit like we just drove it out of a field. But I'm gonna show you guys what we're planning on repairing. So let me zoom it in real quick, zoom it out real quick. So right here, the bottom of the windshield where the dash meets, we got some rust right there. Super easy repair. I'm not gonna do any high dollar repair to it. I'm gonna sand all of this down. Actually, we're gonna sand the whole thing down, find all the thin spots, and then I'm just gonna make my own patches, cut the existing one out, try to bend it to match, weld it in, sand it down, and just make it work. That's all we're doing, we're making it work. Same thing right here, a little patch here, and then we got this up here, upper windshield. Over on this side, all of this looks pretty good, but we do have another spot right here. I'm gonna see if we can find a patch for this, but if not, again, we're just gonna cut out the bad stuff, get a patch in there, weld, tap it up. I don't know. I'm not gonna spend crazy amounts of time on it. We're just gonna get this thing on the road and do some burnouts. Anyways, this car, guys, we got a dent right here, got a different door on it. It is a great car, but it's not an original, or no, it is an original SS 396. It wasn't matching numbers. It had a different colored door than the rest of the body. So it did have a little accident. Everything's straight on it, but you know, this isn't the kind of car that you want to spend $150,000, you know, restoring. This is what we're gonna make a tire shredder out of with a blown LS engine. So that's what we're looking at right here. Here is our dash, which, guys, if I had more time, I would record every single day. So I need you to like and subscribe so I can make this a living, or make a living doing this, and then I'd do it every day. But when I tell you this was a luxury resort for rats and squirrels and mice, I mean, this thing had it going on. They had rooms down there. There was a pool somewhere over there. They had a graveyard over here. The high rise up there, but whatever was up there was big. So yeah, they got the scenic views. It was nasty in here, guys. So it definitely needed to get pressure washed, cleaned out. We have random little spots of rust, like right here. Again, I'm just gonna hit it with some rust encapsulator, and we're just gonna weld a little piece bridging that rust right there. And let's check out what's going on in the back seat. Oh, if you've seen my previous videos, there wasn't a lot of rust on the floors. A little bit right here coming up, a little bit right there, a little bit right here. The back seat tray was the worst. So we have all the pans for that, but instead of just doing little patches, I figured we'll just do bigger sections. With this, I will cut this back to right here. Take these seat mounts off. I'll cut this back to right here, spot weld, stitch weld all the way across for this. We're just gonna do some butt weld there and across, up and around. Same thing with the front. And in the back, we're gonna get a little bit more detailed with the back, just because it's not that hard to rip all that crap out of there and put that pan in. But again, guys, we're not trying to win any shows. We want to do some burnouts and hopefully run a 10-second pass. So here's how we're looking in the back. Quarters aren't too shabby, not too shabby. We've got a little bit of work to do back here. I don't know how important this trim piece is, or this piece is right here. Part of me is wondering, do we just blast it with some encapsulator? I think that 10, 15 years down the road, if someone wanted to pull the body off again and really make it nice, it would have everything else sorted out. So, or if I wanted to do it, everything else would be sorted out. But most of you guys that are watching knows what it takes to, the body work's the expensive part, man. Making this thing all original and bringing the body up to snuff is the expensive part. Let's take a look at the trunk real quick. All right, guys, so the trunk's actually not bad at all. It looks really dirty from the pressure washing. I kind of blew everything back here so I can vacuum it up later. I'll let it dry up some first. Little bit of rust right there coming through, a little bit right there, a little bit right there, and some right there. What we're doing with the trunk, guys, probably gonna go get some fiberglass. And we're just gonna patch everything with fiberglass, boom, boom. Get everything just patched up where it can be dry. Plug these up, and then sound deadener. Bed liner, then sound deadener. We aren't trying to do a hack job, but I guess we're kind of trying to do a little bit of a hack job, a nice hack job, a yak job. That's the French version, yak job. But here's the trunk. That's what we're looking at, guys. Super exciting. Like and subscribe. Channel's getting momentum. I'm posting as much as I can. The only way I can post more is if we get more traction. We're gonna take this thing. I want to travel the country in this thing. It's gonna have AC. It's gonna have a supercharger. It's gonna have 6 gears. We'll do some banging some gears in that thing. We have just a simple carpet kit. We'll get a headliner, some door panels. We got some nice bucket seats for the front from Chevelles. I'm trying to find a back seat. Horrible. They're so expensive. So we'll get the back seat in, get the lights working, find some kind of digital dash we can run, and we'll be off to the races. I've got 90% of everything I need to take it on the road. We just need the time. That's the only thing we need is some time to do it. But in the meantime, guys, like, share, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. When I first got this car, I was getting all kinds of hate because the first thing I talked about was LS swapping. Look, I'm not an LS fanboy. I'm kind of an LS fanboy, okay? I have been for many years. It's just, even my work truck, this is a 2018 with an LS engine in it. But they're hard to beat. If you want something different, don't choose an LS. If you want something that's like original to the muscle car era, obviously don't do an LS. If you're trying to restore a car and an LS engine's not original to it, then I get it. Don't use an LS. But vehicles like this, what would have the alternative been? A big block that's carbureted? It's kind of cool, but I mean, how functional is it? I've never had a vehicle with a carbureted engine that was reliable. I really haven't. In high school, I had a 72 Skylark. I mean, I was able to drive it pretty regularly, but I didn't know how to tune it up. It ran kind of rough. It wasn't the best. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. We are a couple months away from doing a burnout, but it's gonna happen when it's supposed to. Oh, I'm gonna spill the beans. We're gonna do a turbo can paint job on this, and we are gonna do some fake patina. So we do have that coming also. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. I just wanted to give you guys an update, show you guys where we're at. I was able to put just a couple hours in today. So wanted to show you guys what I did. Next video, I'm gonna wait until we're putting the body on the chassis, and that's gonna be a big video. It's gonna be cool seeing that. So make sure you subscribe to follow along. Thank you so much, guys. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Super awesome. Anyways, take care. We'll see you there.